Have you ever felt that tightness in your chest, that restlessness that won't leave you alone? You know there's someone who won't leave your mind, but it feels like things aren't moving forward, like something is hidden. What you might not know is that this person thinks about you too, more than you realize. Something powerful is happening behind the scenes, something she either doesn't want to see or can't fully understand. Today, the angels have an important message for you about this connection. Stay with me until the end, and if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe now, because what I'm about to reveal to you could change everything. You must be wondering what goes through this person's mind when you're around, right? Sometimes, there's that strange feeling in the air, a mix of emotions that's hard to decipher. She reacts so intensely, and you might not immediately understand what's going on, but the reality is that deep down, she feels there's something very strong between you two. It's a connection that goes beyond what can be seen or rationally explained. It might be that, without even realizing it, she was the one who created this distance between you, who ended what you had. And the most curious part is that she herself can't understand why. It's as if something inside her simply can't handle the intensity of what you share. Somehow, she feels there's an energy between you that's hard to control. And here's the most intriguing part: even when you're apart, whether it's through a simple message, a call, or even a brief online interaction, this energy appears again. She notices that something changes within her. It's like a whirlwind of feelings invades her, something that makes her act impulsively, without thinking. She knows there's something different, but she can't find the right words to explain what it is. The way you make yourself present, even from a distance, has an impressive power to deeply touch this person's heart. It's not something easy to put into words, and maybe she can't fully understand it herself, but the effect you have is undeniable. There's something about you that stirs up a whirlwind of emotions in her, a force so powerful that, while it attracts her, it also makes her want to keep some distance, as if she's trying to protect something very precious inside herself. It seems like you already know a part of her well, the part that is bright, that brings joy, and feels comfortable in your company. This part that smiles, that opens up to what you offer, that feels welcomed by your presence. However, there's also a more reserved side, a facet she prefers to hide. It's not because she wants to push you away, but because the intensity of your presence is so overwhelming that she feels burdened, unsure of how to process it all at once. This internal conflict doesn't mean she wants to keep you at a distance forever. In fact, it's an internal struggle to find a balance between the desire to get closer and the need to protect what's most vulnerable inside her. She's in a whirlwind of emotions, lost in the midst of her own choices. When it all started, maybe she didn't understand the impact you would have on her life. The intensity of your presence, something she can't explain, stirred something deep inside her, provoking a reaction she didn't expect and perhaps didn't even want. It was this intensity that led her to decide to distance herself, as a way to escape this feeling that consumed her in a way she couldn't control. Now, however, things have changed. She finds herself questioning the reason behind this separation, which, deep down, was her decision. Doubts linger in her mind, making her wonder what really happened. Why did she feel the need to pull away? What about you made her react so strongly? These questions keep echoing in her head, because she can't find easy answers. The truth is, she's going through a complicated period, a moment when everything seems out of place. And you, without knowing it, were the catalyst for all of this. Your energy, your presence, brought things to the surface that she preferred to ignore, feelings and truths she tried to bury but are now insisting on coming to light. It's as if a part of her that had always been hidden is suddenly being exposed, and that's something she can't just control or ignore. It seems like you're going through a time when the connection between you and this person is transforming in a significant way. What once seemed to flow naturally now carries a different weight, almost as if something invisible had altered the course of the relationship. Perhaps it's because you have a more finely tuned spiritual sensitivity, which ends up influencing the dynamics between you two. This person, even without being physically close, has sensed this energy shift. She noticed that you are no longer the same person you were before, that something inside you has changed profoundly. And this change, far from going unnoticed, has touched her in a way she can't ignore. Suddenly, she has become more aware of the importance you have in her life. Deep down, she's trying to understand what caused this upheaval. She wonders if her own actions contributed to the distance that now exists between you. Perhaps she acted impulsively, And now with this distance, she's beginning to realize the impact of those actions. This distance wasn't just physical, but also energetic, as if she's revisiting each moment where she might not have given the connection you shared the value it deserved. Regret seems to be taking hold of her. She feels the separation intensely and wonders if there's still time to fix what was done. However, this reflection isn't limited to the past. It also encompasses the present, this new energy that exists between you and what it could mean for the future. You, with your presence and energy, have become an enigma she is trying to decipher. It's as if she suddenly realized that there are layers to you that she has never truly explored. And this new perception, this new vision of who you are, is making her question more than ever. If this resonates with your experience, know that this person is suffering, even if in silence. She may not have shown it, but the change in your energy has deeply affected her. And it's this mysterious force that you carry that makes her reflect on what really happened between you. She is in a process of self-discovery, and you play an essential role in her journey. From the beginning, deep down, you always knew that this distance would happen. It wasn't a matter of choice, but rather of necessity, something that life placed in both your paths. This perception didn't surface by chance. You had a vision that went beyond the ordinary, a sensitivity to grasp what really mattered. The connection you shared was never superficial. While others might have gotten lost in appearances and distractions, you were focused on what truly had value, the essence, the true nature of the person with whom you connected. Now, reality is beginning to reveal itself more clearly to her. She starts to realize that all your words, gestures, every moment you lived together had a purpose that perhaps she didn't understand at the time. Little by little, she realizes that everything you did was driven by a truth that few have the courage to face, a clarity that is not easily found. It's as if, finally, the pieces are fitting together in her mind, showing the importance of everything you represented. From the beginning, you placed her in a special place in your life. It wasn't just any connection, but something that transcended the ordinary, something you knew was rare and precious. However, at that moment, she wasn't ready to understand or value that. Maybe she lacked the ability to see the depth of this bond, or maybe she was too busy trying to fit you into a space where you simply didn't belong. Not because you weren't important, but because this connection was too intense, too challenging to be immediately understood. Now with time, she begins to realize how much this bond has affected her. Feelings she had never experienced before began to emerge, confusing, intense, and she finds herself in a dilemma. How to react to something so new and deep? The answer isn't simple, but what she knows is that this connection cannot be ignored. There is something there that needs to be explored, understood, lived. It's as if she's beginning to accept that you were always different, that there was something about you that touched her in a way no one else has. The truth is, this relationship, this presence you brought into her life, made her question herself, see the world with new eyes. And now, in this process of understanding, she realizes that she always knew in some way that you were unique. The energy between you two is so strong and magnetic that it's impossible to ignore. She feels it with overwhelming intensity, and this feeling is so real, so palpable, that there is no way to pretend it doesn't exist. And she's certain you feel the same way. It's a force that takes over, almost impossible to contain, and it's driving this person to become braver, more direct about what she feels for you. Things are changing quickly between you two. The time for doubts is over. She can no longer ignore the fact that you are a special presence in her life, someone who cannot be treated like just anyone. What you have is different. It is something rare, and even if they try to disguise or downplay it, deep down both know the truth. This connection is too deep to be set aside. She feels she can no longer just go with the flow and let things happen by chance. Now the need to get closer, to be nearer, is greater than any fear or insecurity. She realizes that it is no longer possible to treat this relationship as something casual. You are someone unique, someone who is not easily found, and she knows that. And that's precisely why she is changing her stance. Instead of waiting for things to just happen, she is determined to make them happen. The desire to be with you has become an uncontrollable longing, and she is more determined than ever to pursue what she wants. And what she wants is you. This person sees in you a light that illuminates her most hidden and vulnerable parts, those she often avoids facing. Your presence makes her question herself, makes her go beyond what is obvious and comfortable. The connection you have is unique. It transcends the superficiality of everyday relationships. She knows this, feels this, and as much as she tries to label or define it, she realizes that you share something that cannot be easily explained or reduced to simple concepts. Deep down, she recognizes that this cannot be called just friendship. It's much more than that. You are someone who touches her deeply, who stirs her inner self in a way she cannot ignore. This bond is inevitable, almost as if it were written in the stars from the beginning. Even if they have tried to ignore or rationalize what they feel, the truth is clear: there is something very special between the two of you. At this moment, she is engulfed in thoughts about you, about what you share. She is immersed in reflections about the true meaning of this relationship, and it affects her deeply. She feels the need to understand more, to explore every detail of this connection you have. The questions arise incessantly in her mind, about you, about the feelings that surface, and about what it all really means. It's not just any curiosity, but a genuine desire to comprehend the depth of this bond. She wants to know from you. She wants to hear from your lips if you feel the same, if you also perceive this unusual energy that exists between you. Because deep down, she is already sure that this is not something common, not something that happens with just anyone. There is an intensity here that cannot be ignored, and she believes you are the key to unlocking all of this. She wonders how you see this situation, how you are processing these feelings, and what you hope for the future of the two of you. This person is really missing you, and it's not just for your physical presence. What weighs more is the absence of what you mean in her life. It's the way you see her, how you communicate, how you touch not just the outside but go straight to what is essential. This has marked her in a way she can't forget. She perceives the depth of your connection, understands that you are not like anyone else she has ever met. You touch her soul in a unique way, and this makes her miss not just you but the person she becomes when she's with you. She wants you to know that you are constantly in her thoughts. Your presence is greatly missed, and many times, she finds herself recalling the conversations, the moments shared, the glances you exchanged. You had a profound impact on her, and the energy you bring, even from a distance, makes her want to be close again. There are so many questions she still has, so many things she wants to understand better, so many conversations she would like to continue with you. There's something in your energy that she finds enigmatic and captivating, something that awakens in her a curiosity almost impossible to ignore. She feels that this connection you share is not something ordinary, that there is something deeper there, something that needs to be explored. She doesn't want to stay on the surface. She wants to discover what more could exist between you, and she's eager to see where this reconnection might lead. What you have is not something that can be ignored or treated as just a simple friendship. The attraction, the chemistry, the intensity you feel when you're together are clear signs that there is something greater here. She feels that you need to explore this together, to discover what this connection really means. It's not just about being physically close, but connecting on a deeper level. She wants to be closer to you, not just in terms of presence but emotionally and spiritually as well. The connection you have is rare, and she knows it. It's something she doesn't want to lose, and she's willing to see where it can go. She believes that together, you can discover something truly special and unique. She feels that there is so much more to be explored and that by your side, she can discover a world of new possibilities and feelings. Allow your spirit to absorb these words and feel them resonate deeply within you. The universe wants the best for you and will ensure a positive outcome, no matter what choice you make. Type, I absorb, receive, and accept my destiny and all that the universe has to offer me. To claim this message and the blessings contained within it for you, leave a positive comment for other viewers who may need a boost of positivity in their day. The universe sees this as an act of kindness. Let's lift each other up and create waves of good energy together. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe right now and stay tuned for the important message awaiting you in the next video. May God and the universe guide your steps with peace, love, and faith. Amen.